Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tomty Talks, the podcast where we talk about, what I want to talk about. And so today we're going to be talking about the secrets to becoming a Roblox millionaire. Alright, so we're here with Cooper.
Hello. My name is Cooper, and I am a Roblox millionaire.
Yes. We can show. So here's his account. He has a Dominus Aureus right now, which is insane. So I have some questions for you. First question.
Down to answer them.
Yeah. So first
All right.
question: when did you start playing Roblox?
I started playing Roblox all the way back in 2014.
2014.
It was around December of 2014. Actually, no, it was summer. Sorry, it was summer of 2014, and I was just with my family, and we were looking up games. We were playing Minecraft and that kind of stuff, and we were trying to find a new experience.
Yeah.
And so back in 2014, I registered my first account as I came up upon Roblox, and the first game I ever played was Natural Disaster Survival. So I started playing Roblox around 2014, and then in 2015, I registered the account I'm currently playing on.
Alright, so when did you get into like Roblox trading?
I had been into it since around 2018. I was interested in the idea of it, but I never knew how to do it, and I never took it seriously. So from 2018 to late 2020, October of 2020, I think it was October 2020. I had about 4,000 value worth of limiteds. Actually, I think it was 5,000. Around that much value worth of limiteds, and I just held on to them because I always wanted to do something with them in the trading world. And so around November of 2020, I finally took the idea of trading seriously. I got myself some premium. I went into Trade Hangout, and I started talking to people and learning the basics. And so this was about 6 months ago. It really wasn't that long ago, 7 months. And I started trading, and within my first week, I had gone from 5,000 value all the way up to 14,000 value.
That is pretty insane. So there's methods of trading, and what was your main method? Like, what did you use?
My main method was to go ahead and try and get into valued items. A valued item is an item that runs based off of ROBLOX.com, which they control the main Roblox economy. They name all the values, and when you're on actual Roblox, all there is wrap, which is recent average price. And so I started out with wrap items, and I would try and trade those for equal wrap into a valued item where I would profit a few thousand. Then I would downgrade it back into a wrap item for its equal value. So let's say I gave 5,000 wrap, an item that had 5,000 wrap at 8,000 value, then I would trade that 8,000 value item back for 5,000 wrap. Back for 8,000 wrap, sorry. And I would continue that profit gain of 3,000 or around that amount.
Alright, did you ever do projected flipping?
I am not a big fan of project flipping. I have always been aware of what it is, and I have done it one time. I ended up project flipping myself a perfectly legitimate business hat. I felt really bad, and actually, earlier this year, around January, I got back into contact with the kid that I had project flipped, and I gave him 30,000 value, just because I felt bad.
What else did you do for trading? Like, what was your favorite, like, time to trade? Was there a time you liked to trade, or was it like every day, once a week, or what?
I would get on every day after I'd done my homework and I got back from school. I would just hop on Roblox until I had to go to sleep or do something with my family, and I would just be active in Trade Hangout and active on the ROBLOX Discord server, just constantly sending offers to people, trying to get good deals on an item that I could later downgrade for a better deal. And that probably my favorite trading time period was in December, and I was about to get a Valkyrie helm when that was 95,000 value. And I still find the value difference between today and back then different, just over a span of 4 months.
Yeah.
The Valkyrie helm is now 240,000 value.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really excited because I was working towards getting a Valkyrie helm and I had almost had one. And so I was just putting in so much effort to get that value. And I eventually did, and I finally got it. And I wasn't really satisfied, so I continued trading it back and forth, other things. And around January, I had traded myself all the way up to a Dominus Prefectus, which was pretty fun, but I do think my favorite trading time period was December. That was when I really popped off. Because starting of December, I had 20,000 value, and the end of December, I had 140,000 value.
Okay, so you mentioned like trading bots and how those got annoying. Like, what would you do to like stop the trading bots? Or like
Mostly for trade bots.
What?
Mostly for trade bots, I will use a Google plugin called InTab Values, which will just like tell me if a trade is a win or a loss, and I'll just look at it. Most of the time, that really helps me with trading because I could just look through my inbounds without clicking on every single one and checking everything. It would save me a lot of time. So I would just hop on there, use the extension, which I don't recommend the use of extensions. A lot of them can get you compromised and have you lose your account. The only reason I trusted this one is because I had helped make it. And so I had continued to use that, and it would show me a preview of what values were. And so after I knew the values, I would either just accept or decline trade off of that. In some trade bots, there are ones that will spam you with like 100 trades, and they get really annoying, so I would block most of those accounts. But for the most part, I just ignored them.
Alright, now, I've done limited sniping before, and I've known that it's a thing, but every time I've done it, I have gotten banned on it, so for, like, new traders, like, it's, first of all, like, most of the time, the limited snipers can be scams and everything, and when you do find a legit one, you're way more likely to get banned, so how do you feel about the limited sniping category?
Limited sniping also goes in with LPPing, also known as lowest price possibling, where somebody will sell a Roblox item for very cheap, like 1 Robux, when it's worth 600,000. And in the limited sniping community, I have seen that side of the community, and I honestly think limited sniping is a little dumb, but it helps the economy become what it is. If we need to deflate an item that is worth too much, people will use the use of limited snipers to do that whilst they keep the limited, and they can later USD sell it or hold it onto their account for a bigger trade at a later date. So for me, I'm not really a big fan of limited sniping, as it does incur the fact that there will be LPPs of items. But it's a thing that's going to be there. There's always going to be ways that people try and make easy profit, so I'm fine with it. I just don't recommend using it.
Alright. Hello, William. This is our, like, smallest podcast, unfortunately. It's probably because people aren't showing our faces. And maybe my notifications didn't go out because it said I wasn't the channel owner, so that could mess everything up. Alright, So, when did you hit your first, like, million value?
I actually have to check my graph. I don't exactly remember. It's just been a while because, now I'm at 1.75 million.
Yeah.
I hit a million value. It looks to be January 22nd of 2021. So, January 22nd, it's been a day under a month, actually, right now, and I've gained 700,000 value from that million.
Alright. You did some hoarding. What's your opinion on, like, hoarding limiteds, like Shaggies or whatever?
I honestly think hoarding an item is a great way to increase its value and increase your value. I honestly, if you hoard a good item, like let's say a rare item like a batty owl, and you take most of the copies out of circulation except for one or two, and they're all in your account, people really want them, and they'll go on to the point where they'll overpay a lot. If let's say something has 40,000 value, they'll go to the point where they will give you 200,000 value for the item, and you can make a huge profit off of hoarding an item. Just the issue is if people catch on to the fact that you're hoarding it, it's harder for you to continue to hoard. So you usually want to get the items on your main and then transfer them to an alt until you're ready for the full hoard to be shown. But I did do a shaggy hoard, and it actually brought its value up by about 500 and until I released the hoard for 500,000 Robux.
Yeah. Now, you did DevX and stuff, so how did you get a DevX account, and what's the requirements?
The requirements for DevX is you must be over the age of 13. Must have over 100,000 Robux earned from game earnings, group earnings. It cannot be trading earnings or limited sales. Those aren't really considered as developing, but with actually making games, that is something I've done, especially in my clothing group. Just in the past year, my clothing group's received over 380,000 Robux through it. So DevX actually, I bring the developing side into a part of trading, because mostly a lot of traders will get around like 3 million value, then sell their items on the catalog, hope people will buy them, and then when they do, they have a bunch of funding for their game that they've been working on, and they can make it something that will take it to the front page. So I actually consider developing being a huge side of trading. I have sold probably well over 1 million value worth of limiteds just to fund other friends' projects, my projects, and that kind of stuff. And that's what brought me into being able to DevX, is that I was able to put enough Robux to make a profit and an outcome.
Yeah. So there's places like RBX.place and Discord servers that sell Robux. How do you feel about those?
I don't really like those kinds of places, because a lot of the time that Robux is poisoned and stolen from, especially a lot of the time, developer accounts, which means people would compromise a developer, put that Robux in a group before the developer can get their account back, and then sell it. And it causes repercussion to all the people who are just trying to get a better deal for the Robux. Which the only place you should be buying Robux at is directly through ROBLOX. So even though it may seem like a better deal, there's definitely repercussion punishments for buying Robux offsite and limiteds offsite, because a lot of the time it is stolen, and you will be investigated by ROBLOX and face an account termination.
How do you feel about like the Roblox gambling sites like Crash and Flip and whatever else there is?
Those sites actually benefit the economy. Again, I'm not a big fan of them, but poison items do enter circulation there. But they do benefit the economy, because somebody may have 3 million value in flipped items, and then they'll try and give it for a 2 million value item. And because those flipped items can't really be detected as poisoned or fake proofs, they do benefit the raising of items. I don't recommend flipping. I do think that the people who are good at it and they do it to get other items do benefit the economy, and they do something good for it.
Well, let me talk about one of my friends. He's like a pro flipper. His name's iSaber, and he literally he just flips, and somehow he got on like a 17-time winning streak this one time, and it was like ridiculous. And then he USD sold it all. So you can make a profit from flipping, but once again, if you are serious about Roblox and want to be a developer, flipping is not the way to go.
If you flip and you get caught in some time in the future of developing or being a trader, people will come after you. For me, I've actually had people come after some of my alts and succeed at getting them terminated. Dropping out my main because I have direct admin contacts with DevX. Through my alts, people have got my alts terminated by mass reporting them because I used to be a member of the Roblox black market. Which people were not upset after I declared that I was done with the black market. And I was moving on to be a developer and be a better part of the Roblox community and benefit in a better way.
Now, some people like to have like these methods for Robux, but a lot of them are fake or get you poisoned Robux, and basically, I have used a method like that before, and well, once again, you have to make sure you don't care about the account you're using, and two, I was doing it to give away, so I feel like I was rightfully banned when I did do that stuff. But there was other times where I was wrongfully banned because I was just like trading and like they traded me a poisoned item. So yeah.
Yeah, some of that stuff is a little sad how it goes. I don't really personally. I don't like the idea of using these methods. They mess up the economy. Like, there has recently been a method going around which a lot of people have used, and people are actually now getting sued because they've been using it. Going into an actual legal courtroom in front of a judge and getting either sent to prison or fined a hefty amount of money because they've done these kinds of methods. So I don't really like them, especially mentioning they go on with limited sniping, lowest price possibling, which deflates the economy. At the same time, they use that stolen Robux that they use these methods with to buy items and heavily inflate them. How the Roblox economy just over the past 6 months of what I've seen has inflated so drastically. That is a lot of it because of this method, because people will buy small limiteds, and over a span of like a week, they'll be able to upgrade it into like a Valkyrie helm, get it proof based, and then raise its value drastically.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
I guess I could get some tips on starting to trade if you'd like me to.
Sure.
So usually for starting traders, for the most part, you'll probably only have some wrap items. If you have a valued item, you're pretty lucky. If you're starting out with something like a perfectly legitimate business fedora, something of that type, you'll have a pretty good start. But if you just have wrap items, you want to follow market trends. And usually, if you are having a hard time starting, trade for a projected and flip it off by giving somebody what they think is a good deal. Let's say you give 2,000 value for an item that's 1,000 value, but it's projected to be at 8,000, as in somebody bought it off the Roblox catalog for about 100,000 and made it up to 8,000. You can get one of those items and try and trade it for some other items that will lead you to a profit. Project flipping is a great way to start into getting into valued items, and then once you're into valued items, it's only uphill from there. People overpay. You can constantly trade to wrap to value, just back and forth, and eventually take your account to be millions value up.
Yeah. Well,
another thing. Oh, sorry, you can go.
Well, so at one point I became a Roblox millionaire, like for one day, and then, well, of course, since it was like most likely the trades that I did were poisoned items, because I was getting like a big overpay, got me banned. So if the overpay is like a dominus for like your small item, I wouldn't really trust it unless you either know the person in real life or it's for like a giveaway from YouTube. Are you late? Yeah, you're kind of late to the podcast.
You can rewind and watch the conversation.
Yeah, you can watch it from here and then after you're done.
Yeah, being a Roblox millionaire is actually kind of a tough thing because people will be after you after they see that you've succeeded and they have problems with you. Like, some people are just very toxic and they're upset, like, oh, this guy that I really hated 5 years ago is a Roblox millionaire. I'm going to try and get him banned. And that kind of stuff. And it's kind of annoying. But yeah, definitely poison items are a hard thing to avoid. That's why I use Rally Months. You can check UAIDs to see if somebody has been scammed or USD sold out of their items, and then you know from there if it's a clean item.
Yeah, well, how do you do that? I know how to do that, but for people in the chat.
So you go to the official Rollymons, which is rollymons.com, and you just pull up an item. Like, let's say, if you search up my username,
Yeah,
and then you go to my profile, you can
at
see that it says
black iron.
Yeah, you can see that it says inventory, black iron horns, and Dominus Aureus. If you go down, you see the button called UAID page. You just click on that. You can see who the previous owners are, and then you can click on their name and see if their graph is like dropped, or if their inventory is private. Usually that means that somebody's been compromised. But a lot of the time, you don't have to worry about poisoned items unless they're over $1 million value.
Whoa, this guy has like 7 million value. The guy you got the black iron horns off of. The heck?
Yeah. Get them off them rich people. Actually, these black iron horns haven't UAID scanned in over 2 months. There's a Rollymons glitch going on with them right now. So, other people are buying these.
Wow, a lot of rich people own this. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of rich people in the community.
Yeah. Let's see, so your Dominus, so... Wow, there's a lot of people who've traded the Dominus, too.
Yeah. I got it from Zalex, who actually, USD bought it, so I find that part kind of funny as I talk about USD buying. Isn't really a great thing. Zalex USD bought it.
Yeah.
Which you can see the middleman account, IXLUSJ or whatever. That account is the middleman account, and then it went to Zalex and then went over to me. Now, I shouldn't have to worry about that because that was a USD sale, and Roblox does not roll back USD sales. But Zalex gave me a really great deal on the Aureus, actually, because he wanted to panic trade it because he was scared. Yeah, this Aureus has actually been a part of the black market for a while. If you check market trends in people's inventories, like the original owner that it shows went from 4 million value to 845 just because USD sold.
Oh my goodness, this guy's USD sold everything and he was at 4 million value and now
Yeah.
it's at 1,000.
Yep, and I'm finally taking this out of the USD sell loop and keeping it in my inventory.
And 4 million value to 1 million, oh my gosh, what the heck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, people make some crazy money off of trading and doing that.
Yeah. So when your Shaggy really went up, like, what was your
Yeah, it got
highest?
projected.
Yeah,
You can
when it
see
got
I was back out at
Yeah, when it
1.7
got
million.
when it got like really projected, what was the highest it ever set on Rollymans? Do you remember?
Actually, it got projected to 5,000 once, and I was at I think 16 million, something around that. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty insane. I was like, yeah. And actually, I kind of went on I tried trading them to people for its actual value, trying to help some people out, and that was about the time that I decided I was going to release the Horde.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, 16 million. How? Like, let's just see if, for some reason, like the projected, like didn't come projected. Let's see, like the leaderboards. I'm gonna check.
RBX Trade, who has the largest Shaggy Horde, has actually reached over $1 billion value before.
Okay.
From Shaggy projections.
So if you had 16 million, you would be, let's see, you would be like number 70 or number like.
Yeah, I would be pretty high on the leaderboards. I kind of like my placement in the upper 2000s, so I don't really care about my leaderboard ranking. I just care about what items I'm getting and where I'm going with my trading career.
Yeah. Well, here in my opinion, if you make it to the top 10,000, you're set. You don't really need.
I am top 10,000, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if you're number 1, number 2, number 4, like CV10K. I think he's actually number 5. Your leaderboard ranking doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you're happy with what you have and your trading career is going up instead of down.
Yeah. I think CV10K had like a Dominus Emprius Horde.
He got loaned a Dominus Imprius, so he had 2. And then he got loaned a third one, and he pirated his inventory and gave it back to the guy.
Oh,
that was pretty cool. But he is actually trying to get that number 5 cereal and keep it. It's pretty insane how that guy rules. And as I said about hoarding, there's not going to be any more Imperiuses in circulation. They're all going to be with CV10K, Linkmon, and other people like that. And it's just going to stay in their inventories.
Yeah, so it's permanently an 18 million value item, pretty much.
No, they'll get it raised because they'll get good inbound trades on it.
And then they can just take screenshots.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll definitely get it back up to 20 million before Borges got it lowballed.
I remember when it was selling for like 10 million.
Yeah, people are buying it for 10, 15 million, and people actually still are saving up that Robux like devs.
Yeah.
Something I'm surprised about is Wanwood Crown.
What?
They're both Wanwood Crowns the only two that there are.
Wait,
on sale.
Is this a glitch? It says that at one point the Emperor sold for like 1 billion Robux.
That was back in the 2012 April Fool's Day hacking.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. They reversed that, but it still showed up on the graphs. It's kind of funny.
I'm like, the rappers would be insane, right?
Yeah, it would still be probably 100 million plus.
Yeah.
And that's probably Imperius's best sale, the best sale it will ever have.
Yeah, unless Roblox inflates to nothing.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Roblox went public. What's your opinion about that, like, stock public?
I don't really like what they've taken it with the trading community, stocks, and that kind of stuff. They've, moderation has gotten a lot worse. Now, literally, if you say anything like butt fart, you'll literally get a 3-day ban.
Yeah, like, there was a problem with people saying gay, like, 6 years ago or something, and then, like,
yeah,
they're like, oh,
now moderation's just insane.
Yeah.
And now they really just take way too much out on people. So I'm not really a big fan of Roblox moderation. That's actually another reason why I went into the side of developing. It's because you have a low chance of getting moderated against if you are somebody in the Roblox community. So that's kind of my backup for everything. So I can't really get moderated against falsely for saying something.
Alright. Well...
otherwise, I do like the idea of stocks being able to invest in the game, profit off of it, and make it into something that could turn it into a living if the stock does well enough. I actually own about $2,000 worth of stock.
Well, I bought stock at like $66, like on the first day, and
I bought it at 58 on the first day. Yeah.
68.
58.
Never sold for cheaper than 58.
It started at 45, and that's where all the big companies thought he did it. And
wait,
then after
how did you? So there was, well, the first thing it said was like 60 when I saw it.
No. It was 58, and that also just goes again, it's like Roblox graphs, recent average price on that stuff.
Alright.
Yeah, it started out at 45, all the big corporations got, ton of money worth of stock.
Yeah.
And then, people like us, like through JP Morgan and those kinds of stock companies, were able to get the second bite right as we were able to purchase, and that's why I was able to get some so cheap.
Okay.
I do like
So-
the idea of being able to be a shareholder of the company.
Yeah. How much do you think Roblox is worth in your opinion? Like, is it worth 50 billion or less?
It's actually about 48 billion is what they say. And I do think the company has definitely built itself up to be something. But value-wise, they don't really give much back to the community that has actually made it what it is. Like, sure, we get events like with Lil Nas X and that kind of stuff, but they don't really do a ton of stuff for the community, even though we're the ones who made the company what it is. Only people who really get something in return are the people who are at the top, like the developers.
Yeah.
So I do definitely think for a $50 billion company with the value that they have and the actual amount of spendings that they have along with their earnings should be able to give something back to the community, like daily challenges for us to do on the site, like find Easter eggs in 3 games for 5 Robux and stuff like that. They should definitely do a system like that and be able to give back to the community that has made the company what it is.
Do you think like a free currency like Tix would ever be added back into Roblox?
I highly doubt it. Roblox is striving towards profit. At the moment, like, if you've ever heard of Juice Bag, do you know who that is?
I do not.
He is a rich Indian kid. His dad was the first billionaire in Pakistan. And the kid spends hundreds of thousands of dollars in Robux. ROBLOX scammed him. That was where all that controversy with him was.
Yeah.
And the kid spends hundreds of thousands of dollars buying limiteds and that kind of stuff. And Roblox will ban him because they know that after he gets banned, he'll just make another account and get him more money. So I find that part kind of dumb. Roblox definitely strives towards profit. And so I doubt something like Tix will be added back. They may make it cheaper currency that will convert to Robux, but I think the game is where it is with its current economy.
Alright. Well, is there anything else that we should know?
I think that's about all.
Alright, well, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to leave a like, guys. Wait, we're at 1 like right now? Come on, guys. So make sure to leave a like, guys. And if you've been watching this whole time, thank you guys so much. And if you haven't been watching the live stream, then you can rewind and check out all the other conversations, and maybe you'll be a Roblox millionaire one day. So thank you guys.
And may I say something?
Yes.
I'm actually going to start streaming soon on my new channel. Am I able to send you a link and have you link it in the description?
Sure.
Alright, I'll shoot that over to you. I'm going to start streaming on that channel soon. I'm going to do Roblox giveaways, give away gift cards, do some fun stuff on there.
Yeah.
So tune into that. Thank you all for tuning into this stream. Good luck on your ventures to becoming a Roblox millionaire. Never give up. And
yeah, that's
yeah,
much it. Bye, guys.
pretty much it, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. You all have a great day. Goodbye.